was a mistake. I didn't think that Drake beef would do what it did. I didn't think the eyeballs that it attracted, I didn't think it would be so many, honestly. I didn't.
In terms of the public's reaction to it?
Yeah. Yeah. I had no idea.
But
I thought that would be like a cool thing on the side.
Yeah.
Like,
Side dish.
hey, this is my record that I'm putting out, and here, while we're doing that,
Here's a really
label
good
shit,
commercial record.
let me come over here and tear a nigga up. I didn't think that it would. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, Fab barked at me.
He's like, I Bobby Brown tenderoni for you, brother.
Yeah, he barked on me. He was kind of tight. That's probably why he left me off that fucking mixtape.
But it seems like besides your conflict, we then saw the whole Meek and Beanie, and then
conflict
Meek
all
and
year.
Game, Meek and Yeah. Well, so what do you make of that? But it also feels like a lot of times now, I know you talk about with this project, and we'll get back more specifically to the project, but you bring back certain elements of what hip hop was about, which is bars, which is really locking in with a producer. But part of our culture always was the competition, literally diss records, but it seems like the diss records of today, they aren't resonating the same way. Like Beanie came out, did all these records against Meek, and it doesn't seem to resonate. You put out a lot of records that didn't really resonate the same way. Why do you think maybe the traditional diss record or these battles that then going on wax aren't resonating the same way?
Well, how do we determine, and that's the conundrum I'm stuck with. How do we determine when something is resonating and when it's not? Now, back in the day, we used to gauge off of how many times we heard your shit blasting out of somebody's car. How many times, how many people had it on the Ave. Like, so now in this digitalized era where the club don't dictate what's hot, the radio don't dictate what's going hot. Really, we're dictating it online. Y'all are.
Yeah.
Big budget corporations are stealing ideas right from us reading them on 140 characters every day. So how do we determine what is resonating and what's not? When I put that song out, I hadn't put anything out on, and I'm talking about the first one, Making of a Murderer. I hadn't put anything out for quite some
general,
for no music.
Wow.
Period, because I had spent all year working on this project. And this project was basically done before I put that out, so I was so quiet. I think All Love Lost maybe was the last thing people heard from me, which was very dark, very gloomy, right? So when this came out, like I told you, I thought it would be, all right, let me just tap him real quick over here and get back to Raging Machine, and it wasn't like that. And then him and I, dialogue ensued.
Is that because he responded to you or sort of acknowledged it that made you go at him more and put more records out? Like, what made you put additional songs out?
So many. I had to prove point at that point. It's such a looming target. He's so huge. You don't hit somebody like that one time. Yeah. Anytime I was fighting someone bigger than me, you don't hit that person one time and the fight is over. Yeah.
I guess like the success of it, I guess in certain ways, people look at back to back as a huge success, and I guess that's also because that could work as a club record, work on its own standard. And I guess maybe that was your concern with the French Montana record. Here he's making this clubby kind of record with French Montana. And if he says pump it up and it takes off in the club or something like that,
Elliott, I got killed and people said that I was attention seeking and trying to promote my album. But if anyone reverses the roles, right? You have the biggest rapper in the world, and I had all of these conversations with my people because they know I'm a huge Drake fan, and that's my guy. So, but if you have the biggest rapper in the world and French Montana, now both of these gentlemen have they've been on records dissing niggas mad times, and it's worked every time.
Stay scheming.
It's worked. Pop That, Drake was dissing niggas and Pop That. So it's worked every single time this has happened. Yeah. And these two gentlemen, well, French especially, he's known for flipping things. So now you take Pump It Up, and in my head, because that's what we do, we play things out in our heads. In my head, that little clip that he Snapchatted, it sounded hard, and now you left my brain to imagine how the rest would sound, and you saying Pump It Up, and that's catchy. Lord knows I know I'm still getting paid for it. So I'm supposed to, I know about this record months in advance. I'm sitting here at the edge of my seat every second, like a time bomb is coming and I have no control over it. Yeah. What would anybody else do but attack? Like, what do? You just wait for the nuclear bomb to come. They take your biggest hit, biggest rapper in the world. They flip it, pump it up. Fuck Joe Budden, pump it up. This my song now. What am I supposed to just sit there and take that? Fuck you, Drake, and fuck you, French, and y'all both my niggas. But y'all got to take this.
And you've seen what Back to Back did in the clubs too.
Yeah, you're not doing that. No, you're not doing that.
Do you feel vindicated that the record didn't resonate and ultimately his album got shelved and those kind of things? Do you feel?
What do you mean? Do I feel? That's vindication.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah. That record, the Drake stimulus package, did not work in that instance.
Why do you think it didn't?
Because of me, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm taking full. What is he not hearing? What I'm saying? I'm not implying. I'm saying.
No, but you don't control the public. The public didn't connect to it. Also.
The public wouldn't connect to it the same way that I buried my single.
I
buried his too.
You heard each other. Okay, gotcha.
I buried his too.
Both songs got buried.
That Drake Joe Budden shit took on the entire month of July.
And the swallow flex is swallow no shopping.
Yeah, so I'm not saying it like, oh, I'm the man and French is done. That's my nigga. But I affected both of our rollouts. That's just a fact.